Let's be honest for a second. Most people think a watch just tells time. You glance at it, check the hour, maybe admire how it looks, and that's it. But once you step into the world of high-end watchmaking, everything changes. Because suddenly, you're not just looking at time, you're looking at engineering, creativity, and sometimes pure madness. Some watches don't just tell time, they hide it, twist it, flip it, chime it, and even measure the depth of the ocean. And once you see what's possible, you start to realize this world is way more interesting than it looks. Let's get into it. Number 10. Lange Söhne. If you've ever heard of Lange Söhne, you already know they don't mess around. These watches are built with precision that borders on obsession. But this particular piece takes things to another level. At its core, it features a complex mechanism designed to maintain consistent power, basically ensuring the watch keeps perfect time even as the internal energy slowly fades. That alone is impressive. But then comes the unexpected twist. There's a small section of the dial that literally moves out of the way. Why? Just so you can admire the tourbillon inside. And when you need to read the time again, it slides back into place like nothing happened. It's unnecessary. It's excessive. And that's exactly why it's brilliant. Number 9. Franck Muller. Now let's talk about Franck Muller, a brand that clearly enjoys bending the rules. One of their most famous ideas is something called crazy hours. Imagine looking at your watch and seeing numbers placed randomly around the dial, completely out of order. Sounds confusing, right? But the hour hand jumps from one number to the next in the correct sequence. It's chaotic, yet somehow perfectly functional. And then they went even further. They created a watch where the time is hidden. At first glance, the hands are stuck at 12:00. Nothing moves. It looks broken, but press a button on the side, and suddenly the real time appears. Release it, and the watch goes back to hiding it. It's playful, it's mysterious, and honestly, it feels like something out of a magic trick. Number 8. Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. The Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso is one of those designs that instantly stands out. Originally, it was built for polo players. They needed something durable, something that wouldn't shatter during a match. So the solution was simple, but genius. Make the watch flip. With a quick motion, the dial rotates and hides itself, exposing a solid metal back for protection. Problem solved. But over time, that protective feature became something more. Now, that reverse side is often used for artistic engravings, custom designs, or even a second dial. So instead of just protecting the watch, it doubles its personality. One watch, two faces. Number 7. Jaeger-LeCoultre again. And just when you think Jaeger-LeCoultre has already shown everything it can do, they come back with something like this. This time, they completely rethink how you interact with a chronograph. No pushers, no traditional buttons on the side. Instead, the entire control system is built into the crystal, the glass covering the dial. Press gently at the top, and the timer starts. Press at the bottom, and it resets. It sounds almost too simple, but behind that simplicity is a ridiculously complex mechanical system. There are hidden linkages and components working together to translate your touch into precise movement inside the watch. And the experience? It's surprisingly addictive. There's something about physically pressing the crystal that feels so smooth and intentional, like interacting with a perfectly engineered piece of machinery. It turns something as basic as starting a timer into a moment you actually enjoy. Number 6. Panerai. When you think of Panerai, you probably imagine bold, rugged watches built for serious conditions. And you wouldn't be wrong, but this one goes a step further. It doesn't just handle the ocean, it interacts with it. This watch comes equipped with a built-in depth gauge, meaning it can measure exactly how deep you are underwater in real time. As you descend, a large, easy-to-read indicator tracks your depth, giving you instant feedback during your dive. But it doesn't stop there. It can also record your maximum depth and store that information so you can review it later. That's something you'd normally expect from specialized diving equipment, not a wristwatch. And while it looks like it could survive extreme deep-sea missions, it's actually designed more for recreational diving. Still, for anyone exploring underwater environments, it transforms from a simple accessory into a functional tool. It's not just telling time anymore, it's tracking your experience. Number 5. Bulgari. Now let's talk about Bulgari, a name you might associate more with jewelry than watchmaking. But don't underestimate them. Their Octo Finissimo collection has been breaking records for how thin a watch can be, and somehow, they managed to squeeze a minute repeater into it. For context, a minute repeater is one of the most complicated features in watchmaking. It chimes the time using tiny hammers and gongs inside the case. And Bulgari made one that's unbelievably thin. Even more interesting, the dial is partially open to allow the sound to travel better. So what you're hearing isn't just precise, it's engineered to be heard clearly. It's technical. It's elegant, and it's honestly kind of mind-blowing. Number 4. Zenith. The Zenith Chronomaster has always been known for precision, but this version takes things to a completely different level. Most watches measure seconds in a standard way, one full rotation of the second hand every 60 seconds. This one? It does it in one. Yes, one full rotation every single second. It's powered by a separate high-frequency system dedicated entirely to the chronograph function. So while one part of the watch keeps regular time, another part is working at extreme speed to track fractions of a second. And when you see it in motion, it almost doesn't feel real. The hand spins so fast, it creates this hypnotic effect, like time itself is being accelerated right in front of you. It's not just about precision, it's about making that precision visible. Number 3. Rolex. When you hear Rolex, you probably think of classic designs and timeless appeal. But here's something most people don't realize. Rolex experimented with quartz technology decades ago. Yes, the same brand known for mechanical excellence created electronic watches too. The Oyster Quartz models featured a ticking second hand powered by a battery instead of traditional mechanics. And despite being less talked about today, these watches were finished with the same attention to detail as their mechanical counterparts. They're rare, they're collectible, and they show a side of Rolex that many people never see. Number 2. Longines. The Longines Hour Angle Watch is not just a timepiece, it's a navigation tool. Originally developed with aviator Charles Lindbergh, it was designed to help pilots determine their position during flight. Using a combination of timekeeping and calculations, it allows the wearer to estimate longitude. Now, let's be real, this isn't something you're casually using every day. But the fact that a wristwatch can help you navigate across the globe? That's incredible. It's a reminder of a time when watches weren't just accessories, they were essential tools. Number 1. Ulysse Nardin. And finally, we have something truly different. The Ulysse Nardin Freak. Even the name tells you this isn't normal. There are no traditional hands, no crown, nothing you'd expect from a watch. Instead, the entire movement rotates to tell the time. The mechanism itself becomes the display. To set it, you rotate the bezel. To wind it, you turn the back of the case. It's unconventional. It's bold, and it completely redefines what a watch can be. And that's the thing about watches like these. They're not just telling time, they're telling a story. A story of innovation, creativity, and the kind of craftsmanship that refuses to be ordinary. Once you see what's possible, you'll never look at a watch the same way again. If you enjoyed this and want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe.